Smart meters 2. It's the 23rd of August 2023. You're welcome back. Uh, Now, I had a video there, an earlier video on smart meters. It's just a few back there. And about the letter I got saying that they were going to put a smart meter in my main residence, and I don't want that because it's all part of this trying to make this nonsensical renewable energy work by telling us when we can wash our clothes or when we can do this and that and cook as the wind blows. There was a Kelleher TD on the radio this morning. I didn't hear him, but I had a call to tell me, and he was making a laugh at the whole renewable thing. He says, "We can't. How are we going to be looking out the window to see is the wind blowing, and to see is the sun shining? That's not much of a system." And he says there's no alternative to fossil fuel, and this is now becoming into the minds of people. And I take some credit for doing that, for bringing this and hammering this home, the reality of our electrical system. Don't forget, your electrical grid is a machine, like a lawnmower, like a washing machine, like a tractor. It's a machine. The fact that there's you and I at the end of various wires doesn't take away from it's a machine. It doesn't answer any political views. There's some type of input of energy at one side and it's used at the other end. That's all there's to it, and there's wires in between. It's complicated the way transformers and all that sort of stuff operate and work. So just remember that it's a machine. So it's a machine, and it has to be kept running 24/7, every hour of every day and every minute of every hour, and the supply has to be continuous. If the authorities decided to break this thing, to have an uncontinuous, is that the word, discontinuous or whatever word, a supply which is not continuous, where there are breaks in it and blackouts, they could have done that without any windmills. They could simply turn off the grid and ration the power and achieve their climate goals and do all that without any of these renewables or anything else, because it's a continuous supply. It's like your heart. It beats every so many times a minute throughout your life, and if it stops for any more than 3 or 4, you're gone. Even though it only stops at the age of 6, the fact that it might beat forever more till you're 78 or 100 doesn't matter. If it stops beating a few times at the age of 6 or 8 or 9, you're gone, you're dead. And so with the electricity grid, if it stops for any more than 1 or 2 frequency, 0.50 of a second, the whole lot collapses. That's the reality. That's the grid. Having any other type of electrical system on a national basis is impossible, whether they like it or whether they don't. Now, what they're doing now is they're installing these smart meters, and this is an idea to try and break that continuous supply demand, so we can only use it whenever they decide. And I don't want that. And I said I got a letter, and I've rang them up. I did it publicly, and I got through, and I cancelled it. But a number of people have come on there and said that it's not that easy, that they'll ignore what I did, and I need to send a registered letter, and I don't know what more I can do. What I'm saying to you all, and then there is another poster there with a lady's type of name. I think it's a cat or something there. Anyway, I just can't think of it in a minute. But she makes the point that I deleted her posts. Now, this morning, when I put on one of my videos on Michael Collins, the first thing came on it was an advertisement for Asian pornography and all that sort of stuff. There is a huge number of people, and women and sometimes men, but mostly women, in the world into prostitution. In Cuba, the prostitution is the main trade of the girls because it's communism and there's no money. In Thailand and in other parts of the world and in India, it's big time, and it's big time in Ireland too. And they try to reach people on any type of an internet site. And then there are people who are probably encouraged or paid by the wind farms. Don't forget, I've already cost Irish wind farms about 300 million euros in blocking planning and annoying them and delaying them and campaigning against them. And so I'm a marked figure. And so you get this bit of stuff. Now, there are also people on other social media who hate me as well and don't like my approach, and they come on here and they put on scurrilous comments, about everything, and they're totally anti-rural. I mean, the say you're only a slurry farmer and all that sort of stuff. So this is the city kind of thing. Some of them only don't even live in this country, live hundreds of miles away and sometimes thousands of miles away. But we have to deal with what we have here, and I mainly aimed at an Irish audience because I believe that it's the only way we can change our political system here. But the thing about the smart meter is, I say to anybody on that commentary, I did not delete any video or any comment or anything from any usual source on the smart meters. And on the smart meters, I think I didn't delete any. It was one of those that didn't get hit by bots and scammers and trolls and all this stuff. And it's only once in about 8 videos that somebody comes on and posts something. Now, funny enough, it's usually in German, so it's, in German language. They don't know, you see, that I'm in Ireland. They think I'm in German, and they try to put their advertisements up on my YouTube channel because it has 800 subscribers now at the moment. I think it's 802. And so they see that and they say, we'll post this. It might be encouraging you to go off to some exotic place or whatever. It might be selling some old junk. And remember, I get nothing for those horrible advertisements that come on my channel. But whatever the reason, it's probably that they don't realise that I'm in Ireland. They think I'm in Germany. It's usually always in the German language that some of these advertising, good, bad, and different, sexually explicit, and all types of sorts of things. And of course, if you wanted to damage my image, if you could say I was some kind of an abuser of youngsters or that, well then that would be a great thing. That would be great. But unfortunately, I'm not in the least bit into any of that. I've fought against that. I abhor anything like that. But this is what you do when you stick your head above the parapet. Collins stuck his head above the parapet and they blew it off him. I stick my head up. They can't shoot me yet, anyway. But they can try and attack you some other way. And so I am not deleting anything. Whatever that lady on that video on the smart meters posted, I didn't take it down. Now, please post it again. And please remember, if you're trying to make a point on the commentary, have it logical. Put it in the English language, put it logical. This is my position. I believe this, that, and the other. And if that's taken down, then do it again. And if you have to, if you say it's taken down and I say post again, post it 50 times. Keep posting it every 10 minutes to see will it continuously be taken down. I don't want to hear I took down your video. I want to hear you telling me you posted the comment 50 times and it was removed 50 times. Blast them with it. Because it could be that that lady has something good to say. She may have been there before. I'd be hoping that somebody already had an experience with these smart meters and that we can learn from that. Because I haven't a clue. It's new territory for me. Anyone coming in here interfering with my meter or into the house, my farm as well. People say put a big grid on it, drill into the wall and cover the meter. That prevents the meter man doing his job. But as well as that, you're digging holes in your house, a good house, and you're doing damage and a lot of time and effort that could be better spent. So maybe put up a barrier. I don't want to go to that extreme till we see how these smart meters pan out. I hope nobody accepts them. I hope everyone rejects them. I've already done it and got rid of them. I believe I have that done. They're not going to put them in here. We'll see. There's no point in telling me that'll happen. We can only see. But we need to be prepared. I've shown you on that video how to do it, how to ring up and all the rest. And that was the subject of scurrilous remarks on other mediums as well. But that's it. The Greens, the lefties, the cultural Marxists and any staters, they want all of this state control. They love state control and they can't bear to see a farmer from Cavan like me telling them they're wrong. I'm supposed to shut up and put up. Good luck with that. Folks, that's it. Post underneath whatever it is. If the video's deleted, post it. Keep telling me it's deleted and tell me what it is. If it's a video linked to a YouTube video, tell me the name of it so I can find it by searching. Because it's possible the reason that these things are being taken down is they're breaches of copyright. That could be the reason. And that you can't get over that. I just haven't time to be bothered about that. You can't get over that. But you can actually link to the video and try that. And if that doesn't work, give a description of the video. Please make sure and remember, we can't know what's in your head. and you can only know what's in my head by watching and listening. So we might trash that out. We need to have some use of it. We need to get these smart meters dealt a fatal blow and damage them as much as we can. And I'm just trying to do that. And you can do the same with just logical, sensible posts and see what happens. But I have no interest in censoring people who criticise me. That's not dirty and nasty and stupid comments. They have to be rational comments. So with that, folks, we'll see you back for something else. And give me a thumbs up if you agree with me. If you don't agree with me, give me a thumbs down. I don't get too many thumbs down. And we'll see you back for something else. Bye.